changing mind, you can still get up. Let's just open it up to everyone else. We'd love to have people come and say a word, what Mark's meant to you, a word to honour him, a word to remember him by. Let's just have an opportunity for anyone to come on up and share a thought.
I'd like to share this time with you, just the way that I really appreciated Mark for basically the way that he gave my son the time and made him really feel Caleb's a special person that takes a special type of person to be able to connect and really do well. And Mark was that person, and he brought Caleb out to be able to have more confidence and things. And so Caleb was having in the back of his mind, I want to do something special for Mark for his 50th birthday. So Caleb and I and the blokes that went to grass cutting, and something that Caleb always says, look, do you think we can get him along to come grass cutting with us for the day? That's what I want to do. So since February he's been working with Jackie, and it's quite funny because all the time we talked about the scheme of just getting him out to the track. It's undercover work. And it worked out that yes, Mark would be there on Sunday. There was 3 incidents beforehand and Caleb came up and said, we're not going to be able to do it because things had happened and Caleb had trouble with his car. I was able to get the car again and it ended up that, like you could have used my car, but no, Mark was there for Caleb and I wanted him to be able to use Caleb's car. So it ended up that was there and he was out there having a whale of a time. Some of you might have seen the picture that Jackie had taken just minutes before, squeezed into one of our carting mates' overalls, and he was just loving the opportunity to be able to do what he was doing. Sadly, things happened and the race didn't finish, but just the support of the blokes from the car. There's rolling at the back of my hand. Just singing. They didn't know Mark, but the way they worked together, trying to keep him with us, was an inspiration of humanity and what people will do for each other when the time comes. And really that's what God's put in each one of us, is that love for each other, that when the really crunch comes, everyone does step up. And just thank you, Mark, for the time that you gave us, and we'll be looking after your loved ones in here. Thank you.
Hi. I just follow up on that go-kart story. So we turned up on Sunday, and Mark was my own yesterday. And the family was all there, and these go-kart guys, they were amazing. They were so supportive to the family. There was a wee girl there who came up, and just so you all know, because I always like to know the facts behind how people die, but she said that he saw him coming around the corner, and he was happy. He wasn't speeding, he didn't crash. There was no accident. He came around the corner, he was smiling happy, and his head just went to the side, and he passed away. And I think it's really lovely, because he could have been at work, he could have been driving, he could have been anywhere. But God chose him to be there with family, with Jackie, the woman he loves, and you guys. You're so special on the day, and it really made the family cohese, and it was just beautiful. And it was a real testimony to the family, to the friends he's got, and to you too, Ben. It was just beautiful. It was really lovely when we were down there with Mark, and I think Mark would have appreciated that. So I just thought that you could be bit.
Good afternoon to Jackie and family. And I didn't know Mark very well. I only known him for 3-4 years. And it's a long time really when you think of the things he used to do to us, for us. And you know, he knew my name. But he always used to call me brother. You know, and that was better than calling me Barry, you know. And when he called me brother, hey, I used to think, hey, Mum, where you been? White to be my brother. But, you know, it's like what Ben says about share with us at our Secrets of Prophecy programs, and he was just awesome. You know, he's so clever in the Lord that, you know, it's just unbelievable. And I don't know whether he's got holy in him or not, but he's great. And, you know, that's all I'd like to share really. And Jackie, my sincerest, and the family, of course. Love you. Okay, thank you.
Someone else like to come on up? Would someone else like to come on in?
Choice. Hello everybody, I'm Kim and I grew up with a Colvin family. Half the family. I consider them extended family. I've known Mark and Debbie and John. I haven't known Alan so long, but Matthew and Andrew. And I remember everything and what Mark was to us, his friends. He's the first to go with our mates. From early childhood, you know, really it was early childhood, and we had such a great time together. I mean, he was always a bit of a petrol head, you know, like while John and Debbie and I were off in the corner doing something a bit different or a bit naughty, He was off in his Vauxhall, or he's off in one of his cars, and I do actually remember that car. But Mark was an example. He did struggle. The Colvin family struggled sometimes financially, but I can tell you, you could never, ever see them as poor. They were the richest family I knew. They were the ones I went to for support when crisis hit my life. And I remember walking in the door at 17, and I think Mark was the first, after Debbie, maybe Mark was the first to greet me and give me a cuddle. Always accepting, always loving, and I can't stand here and talk about that without talking about Barbara. That woman gave such strength to her family. Mark loved his mummy. And he was angry at his daddy at times, but he loved his daddy too. And this, this is testimony. He wants someone there for his daddy to rest too. He's always going to be missed by us. I know we're going to meet him again. It's only ourselves we cry for. But we will miss him. We'll miss him in this lifetime. And these children here, the last four are his. That's a testimony to Mark. That's all that needs to be said. Everything else, I can agree with wholeheartedly. And I want to thank the whole Colvin family, happy family, for everything we've done. Thank you.
Someone else like to come forward.
Hello, I'm Colleen, and I'm just so grateful to see you all here today. And I met Mark and Jackie 3.5 years ago when I joined Garden City Fellowship in Tuam Street. And I remember, not knowing many people and sitting in the back and seeing Jackie and Mark, and I used to think that they fostered, I don't know how many children, because there was one, and then the next week there was another few, and then there was next week they were all drawing and running and, just sitting and just different ages, and it was just like, wow, this family is absolutely incredible. And I used to look at them and I thought, wow, look at them, they're just so in love with one another. They're holding each other's hands, and it's lovely to see in church, to be proud of one another, and Mark's arm would go around Jackie's shoulders, and and I'd watch them and I just feel like there is absolute love with this family, and I'd see another one pop up the next week, another one, and they all look slightly different, and I thought, this is amazing. And anyway, the news went around that Jackie was getting married to Mark, and I didn't go to the wedding at the time, although I could have, but I didn't really feel like I knew them. I was more of this lovely couple. But slowly over that period of time, we speak to them, and Jackie and Mark were just so delighted, all of you people, your friends and family that went to the wedding and know them. She was just so happy, just so wonderful, so just like a young teenager, And I've grown to know the children a little bit, and being at Hornby too, our talent show we had, the children coming up, it was the first on stage thing I did, and it was really good. So I just wanted to say from the website as well, and I'm not a Facebook person, but I got a Samsung Note a while ago, and my son set me up so I can just press this button and Facebook comes up. So now I'm in the loop. And you know, Jackie's a social media person and been in awe of her because she's done the web designing and sent her little things, and she's done these amazing things for us for church. And so I'm in the loop, and so I thought, okay, well, I'll start a page for Jackie. And then I thought, 1 like, 2 like, 3 likes, 5 likes, 15 likes. And you know, I'm just so amazed with the love, the outpouring of love and goodness and just that specialness of God that's flowing through here. And I just want to say that I'm so touched by that. I'm so really touched. The last time that I saw Mark per se, that I can still see him now, was when I took some food over for Jackie and Mark and the family. They were staying at the Pasco Park, and Jackie had her operation. And I remember phoning and saying, you know, where do I drop it? And he said, well, I don't want you to travel all the way out to Pasco Park, so just drop it off at my work. And I found his work, I phoned, and he came out. And you know, just what you all said, it was just that beaming, wonderful, come around, have a look, you know. I came around the wrong side, so I didn't go and actually have a look inside. But we're so proud and great, you know, happy to be in that place of work that you described, and I can see now what it was like inside, and you know, all the different parts and things like that. We were so grateful for that food. It was like I've given him $1 million, you know, and Jackie was too. So I just feel so blessed to be part of your family and to have known you people now, and for all the other things that your family and friends have done, and I know will continue to do. And so all those things that you've ever wanted to do, all those things that you think about that maybe your life, you know, you think, oh, maybe my life isn't wasted, what have I done? Do them now. Do them for Mark as he did them. And he wanted to do them, and do them with that positive nature, because I'm like that. I try and see the good in everything, the good in people, and the encourager. That's the type of person Mark was, and he would want you to go out there and do whatever you want to the glory of God. I'd like to claim a promise from Ephesians 6, verse 23. Peace be to the brothers and love with faith, from God the Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. Grace be with all who love our Lord Jesus Christ with love incorruptible. Amen.
Thanks, Connie. Would somebody else like to share a thought, a memory, a word on your mind?
Hi, I'm Brandon. I just go to church with Mark, and I just wanted to thank him for being the kind person that he always was, because in desperate needs, sometimes our family needed help, and he was always there to help us. So I just thank Mark for being the person that he always was.
Guys, really privileged to be part of your families. I run a adventure group which is with our church, Seventh-day Adventist Church. We have little children from 4 till 10, and we have meetings every second week, and we do wonderful things together, and we wear uniforms and all that kind of thing. It's a bit like Scouts, but for our children, because there are things that we just can't do on Sabbath. Anyhow, poor old Mark managed to get both Jackie and Mark as our leaders for this year. And I knew I only had one more year because this is Joseph's last year in that group, and he's been with me right from the word go, and I've been doing it for 5 years. So managed to get Mark, and it's so good to be able to get men into these leadership roles. We don't have enough men out there who lead these children. And Mark has such a wonderful talent of being able to connect with anyone. Anyhow, he has to wear his uniform. I remember he turns up with his uniform and nice tight blue pants and nice white tight shirt. And I thought, oh, he's quite hot. Sorry, darling. But it's just something about a man in uniform, anyway. So I got to measure him up with the sash and things, so I never got to give him his sash. We've only been doing it just for this first quarter. He went on a camp with us, and I got to know him there, and I'm so glad that we got to know him. And you don't have to wear earplugs anymore, which is a bit of a bummer. But I've got his first badge, so I want to leave that with him now. And that'll always go with him.
Someone else?
G'day. My wife, Angus, my wife Lena, who is here as well. We met Mark and Jackie at Pasco Park. We lived there a year and a half, and we moved just recently. And my wife got to know Jackie first, and Jackie's such a lovely, warm-hearted person. And I didn't really get to meet Mark much. Just for the cyclone of the lot of rain just recently, I was on a mission on a Sunday go up to Nelson and come back with a big wheel from trade me from my wife because she's got a back problem. And I was just coming back late Sunday night, and the van broke down for my carry, and I slept the night in the van and managed to get home from work. But we had a problem because we were moving out of Pasco Park, and I suggested maybe the room that's on the end of where they're living, and we stayed there a couple of nights, and they were just so open and so gracious for us to suddenly be on the end of their family. And I talked to Mark before, their whole family was just so full-hearted and so open, and what we saw there in Jackie was so much the same with Mark, and so we were on a mission to move house and amongst that rain. So we really needed a tow bar. The main point was the van broke down, our clutch was gone, and the flywheel, and the local place that I carry was going to charge quite a bit of money. And I got to look at Mark, he said, I'll come over to my work, and I was like, how much did they say? And he says, I reckon it's so much cheaper, check parts, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, sweet. Got some lovely Christian friends who towed our vehicle all the way from the hills, all the way from Waikaria to Pasco Park, and took it the rest of the way. He did it in a day, and I was like, you got a tow bar? And he's like, oh no, we just sold our tow bar, several tow bar the other day. I was like, oh okay, and I ran around and found it, tow bar in Christchurch. He said, oh, would you be able to fit it for me? Yeah, we'll do it, no worries, mate. So took the van the next day. I was hoping his mechanic would fit it while I waited, and I was really pushed for time, and it was clear his mechanic didn't quite have such a good idea what he was doing. And I was laying there, and time was going, I could have go to work because I had a split job, and I had to go, so I said, oh, can I just secure the vehicle? He said, yeah, no worries, mate. So I go to work, come back, and I was expecting the van to be there and the tow bar fitted hopefully, as we said, and it was, but it also fitted the wiring, so I had lights, and I totally wasn't expecting that. He went over and a bit above and beyond, and from what I'm hearing, as Mark. And just such a blessing to so many people. Praise the Lord for his time here.
Someone else?
Hi, Jackie. I've known Jackie for many, many years. When she first started coming to our church here, I don't know how many years it was, but there she was at the big bump and there's the little kids. And I've been there for over those years. But the joy, the great joy was when we were running our bookshop out at the campground, with the Christian bookshop, my husband and I. And Jackie came in and she said, "This is my special man." And it was Mark. He had a twinkle in his eye, and it was just so beautiful to see Jackie in love again. It was so beautiful to see him, to come in and to buy a Bible. Do you remember him buying the Bible for you at our camp one year? He had to come and choose the Bible. So he carried on that Bible for his sons. Mark will never be forgotten, Jackie. He's your soulmate. When God comes back again, we'll see him. Hold on.
Would someone else like to come on up?
So, my name is Evan. I go to Garden City Fellowship, youth worker, and I've only been here just under a year, so I haven't known Mark and Jackie or anybody here that long. But the last time I was talking with Mark, last time I really saw Mark was a couple weeks ago. We were heading down to Dunedin to go biking for a whole week with a bunch of the teens and stuff like that. And my tire had gone flat, and I had been looking all week to try and get a replacement. I had been ringing places, and I'd been getting prices, but I hadn't been able to take the van and get the tire fixed. And so I rock up to where we're meeting with the donut on my van, and everyone's like staring at me, going, "What is this guy doing? Driving to Dunedin?" And I felt like the inexperienced young person that I am. My head hung in shame. And Jackie and Mark come up to drop off Logan, because he was going on that trip. And without any judgment or even playful teasing, Mark just looks at it and he says, "I think I might have a tire that'll fit you back at the shop." And so he drives all the way back across town to Aranui, digs around the shop for probably 15-20 minutes, I'm not sure how long, finds the tire, comes all the way back across town, and then I slap it on, and he's just like, "That one's on the house." And that was the last time I went to see Mark, and I just I know everybody's been saying it, he's men of integrity, men of generosity and kindness, and just kind of fitting with the last thing I got to see with him was just his generosity and his kindness and forgiveness.
Would someone else like to share a word?